Good morning. It's great to see everybody this morning. I want to start by thanking everybody that's gotten vaccinated for doing so and making events like this possible. But I'm so glad to be here to welcome the Wilf family, to officially welcome the Wilf family to Orlando. I've known Mark and Ziggy and Lenny for a number of years because I've followed the Vikings and gone to at least one of their games every year. And I know that they are admired for their commitment and their professionalism and passion for the Vikings, and I know they're going to bring those same traits to Orlando City and to the Pride. And one cool thing, you don't even have to change your wardrobe. That's pretty much just the logo, and that'll be good to go. So we've seen tremendous growth in soccer here in Orlando. 15 years ago, I don't think we would have had the same excitement level as we have today, but you look around us, we have one of the finest soccer-specific stadiums in the country here. We have the Camping World Stadium that can host events there as well. We've cheered on our MLS team, our NWSL team. I don't know how many national men's and women's matches we've had here, but some people are calling this the home stadium for the national teams, and I hope that will continue. And of course, we're in the running for being a host city for the 2026 World Cup, and I see the commissioners here, so I know they're rooting for us and putting in a good word for us in the appropriate places. But the growth of the game really is a tribute to our diverse and inclusive city, and you will be welcomed here with open arms. We have a giant table, and anybody's free to pull up a chair to it and be welcomed in our community. We have great community leaders, many of them that are here today. We want to thank Flavio for laying the foundation for what you're going to take and foster moving forward. And I know that you will be great owners for our communities, just as the Orlando Magic have been. I see Dan DeVos here. I know you guys have a minority interest in the team as well, and I think that is a really good partnership. So time and time again, Orlando City Soccer Club and the Pride have helped us come together as a community, not just cheering. And I think that playoff game with the crazy penalty kicks might have been the most exciting soccer game I've ever been to in person. That was pretty cool. But I think back to the game after Pulse when the league decided that we could take a knee for 49 seconds to honor the victims at the Pulse nightclub, and that's the first time the league has done something like that. But it was the first sporting, maybe the first real event we had after the Pulse, and I can't think of a thing that helped pull the community together more than that. So I understand what a great professional sports team means to our community, and I know that you do too. Welcome to our community.
Thank you very much, Mayor Dyer. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my pleasure to introduce to you the Mayor of Orange County, Jerry Demings.
I welcome the Wilf family and the other investors. Certainly the DeVos family has been engaged in our community for a long time. But this experience that I've had with soccer goes back quite a few decades here within this community. I was born and raised here, went to school at Jones High School, not far away from here. And some 47 years ago, I had the opportunity to be introduced to soccer. It was new to our community at the time, and as I remember reflected upon the great Pele at that time, who was known around the world as one of the greatest soccer players ever, as a child growing up here in this community that initially my family lived not far away from here in Paramore, to see where the Orlando community has come today with all of these investments into this community. And I had the privilege a week or so ago of meeting with Mark and sitting and just talking about really the social and the corporate investment that the Wilf family invests in the Minnesota area. I was really excited about what that means for Orlando as we grow as a community. And whenever we have major investors willing to come here, it signifies something positive is going on within our community. And I'm looking forward to perhaps hosting World Cup soccer qualifying matches here. During my experience here within this community, World Cup games here, and then like perhaps no other community can execute professional sports within your community. And so with the investment now in Orlando City and Orlando partners between Orange County and real Board of County Commissioners and Commissioner Uribe, and things that are going to give us a higher rate of return. And so investing in our community and expanding professional sports is what we all should be doing. I'm proud of Orlando because we led the way really with getting all professional sports back going within our country with the bubble, the experience that was hosted by the Disney, ESPN, with Major League Soccer and certainly the NBA last summer. It helped to get our economy back going, and it helped to show the way for how athletes can re-engage in competitive sports. So this is the community that you're coming into, and so thank you all for investing in our community, especially since this is my hometown. Look forward to working with you in the coming years and the various programs that you are bringing forward. Thank you. God bless you all.
Now that we are all adequately pumped up after that video, I'd like to welcome to the stage NWSL Commissioner Lisa Baird.
It's hard to follow that video. Well, welcome to the Wilfs and the DeVosses to the National Women's Soccer League. We're 9 years old. It's a great time to be joining our league. Next year is our 10th anniversary, and we have such opportunity ahead of us. You know, not only do we have, I think, one of the fastest growing fan bases in the United States, we also are exploding in terms of our media exposure. Last year, we were up 500% in a shortened season. We are really capturing hearts with athletes like the Orlando Pride. And, you know, when you get to know these players, you're going to see what I see, which is not only players who play with heart, they're known as the cool moms, the home for the cool moms. Ashlyn Harris, I think, has won four weeks in a row as goalkeeper, maybe on her way to 5. We don't know. You have an enormous amount of your athletes not only playing their hearts out here, but they're overseas in Tokyo right now, many of them participating in medal matches. And you have an incredible staff behind the Orlando Pride, having worked with them in a year. And, you know, I'd be remiss to say I was really proud of the Orlando Pride social team that won Social Team of the Year with Sports Business Journal. I think it was the first award the NWSL has ever won, and this team did it. So there's so much special happening in Orlando, and we're so thrilled to welcome you in our ownership group. We have enormous dreams in front of us, not only in the United States with expansion, but globally as well. We are considered to be the best women's professional league in the world, and we have the opportunity, with the depth of leadership we have, with the increasing expansion and welcoming new owners that are going to broaden our reach, bring leadership and investment to women's soccer in the United States. But this team, this league, has the opportunity to lead women's professional soccer around the world. And I couldn't be more thrilled to be doing it in partnership with you. And with this, I'll close. Women's professional soccer may not be the first league on your mind, and we all know that. I had the opportunity to work with the Wilfs at the NFL. But if you look at the trajectory for the next 10 years in any sport, but in the United States, with 2 Women's World Cups ahead of us, 23 and 27, with the natural bounce that we'll get in the United States with the Men's World Cup, and with the Olympics coming back home to LA in 2028, I would argue that the next 10 years could see the NWSL end up in that top tier of sports in the U.S. And we know that you guys will be great partners in accomplishing that. So welcome, and we're thrilled to be here. Thanks so much.
Just in case you didn't notice, Nani only scores bangers, okay? It's now my honor to introduce to you guys MLS Commissioner Don Garber.
Thank you, and it's great to be back here in Orlando. You know, I say back here in Orlando because it was just about a year ago this time when we went into the bubble. When professional sports stopped, the NWSL went to Salt Lake, and we and all of our teams and all of our players came together to try to bring sports back. It was an unprecedented undertaking for our league and for this city to host what was nearly 1,000 players and almost 1,500 people for 5 weeks, and playing games throughout that period of time, sometimes 5 games a day, and delivering for our broadcast partners and for our partners, corporate partners, but most importantly for our fans. One of the first calls that I made when the pandemic started and we knew that our task was to get our players back in the field was to Mayor Buddy Dyer, who was so influential in getting this team here into getting MLS to the city of Orlando. But the first call I made was to you, Buddy, and saying, hey, can we pull this off? And then the second call we made was to our friends at Orlando Health, who ended up managing the entire medical process throughout the period of time. And when I think about what Orlando represents to the sport of soccer in our country, it's not just the two great teams, the Pride and Orlando City, and this great stadium. It's the fact that we probably would not be where we are today if the NBA and Major League Soccer did not come to the city of Orlando, get hosted at Disney World, and bring sports back for our country. So, Buddy, thank you very much for your vision, to our friends at Orlando Health and to our partners at Disney for great courage in bringing soccer back. It's hard to believe that it was 2013 that we had our announcement downtown, 1,000 people outside a bar lining Church Street to announce that Major League Soccer was coming to the city with our 21st team. So many things have happened since then, not the least of building this world-class stadium and the work that was done by everyone in this community, from the political folks to Flavio and to his partners and to all the fans who basically said that this city deserves a world-class stadium. And I'm so proud to be here today to be able to have this great event, which in essence is a transition for us. It's going from where we were with Flavio, who did such a great job in building the brands of these two teams, to now welcoming the Wilf family, and to you, Dan DeVos, and to your family. For those of us in the sports business, everybody knows the Wilfs. This is a team, a family that not just runs great sports teams, but they're great business people, and they have a commitment to the community that I think is what your calling card is. And when we think about our sports, our leagues, both the NWSL and Major League Soccer, we are not what we are today without our commitment to community. And it takes owners that have passion and a vision and a desire to use sports teams and our players and empowering our fans to make a difference. And we are so excited, Mark and Lenny and Dan, to bring you all the power and all the resources and all the passion that you have to make our country better through your investment and thinking and energy around professional sports. So welcome to the MLS family. Lisa, who is doing such a great job in it's only 2 years or so, well, less than that, Lisa, came into the job right before the pandemic. Imagine the most difficult job in sports, to take a job running a sports league and then finding out that you can't play games. But I agree with her when she says that this is a league on the rise. It's got a great opportunity to capture the hearts and minds of a movement. And that movement is the empowerment of women athletes who have now a platform through a professional league now entering its 10th year. The fact that we have alignment between these two clubs to be able to take soccer and raise it up and make a difference and try to influence communities is really important. 2-3 weeks ago, Lisa and I were in Houston with a similar announcement to transfer of ownership of that team. So I think you're going to see that with World Cups coming both in the men's side and the women's side and all the other events that are happening, that great things are going to happen for our sport. Without doubt, our best days are ahead to find all of this opportunity and bottling it up and capturing it with shifting demographics and so many opportunities to think about a new America. And that new America is being driven by so many changes in our country. And guess what? They're all soccer fans. and the growth of our audiences and the growth of all of our partnerships are going to raise our sport and the respective teams that we have in the leagues to new heights. There is no doubt that professional soccer, men's and women's soccer, will be amongst the dominant leagues in North America in the years to come, driven by all the passion of our fans, but also pulled by all the big events that are going to be happening over the next couple of years. Orlando was a great site in '94, and I know you've got a passionate group of people to the two mayors that are going to try to lead the effort to have Orlando be one of the host cities. We have other teams in Florida, and it was a time many years ago when we had no teams in Florida. If you think about all of the energy that we can put together if we get multiple sites for the World Cup in 2026, it's going to take this region and make it one of the more powerful soccer regions in the United States, and I think it'll shout to the rest of the world that this is a soccer country driven by a great soccer market here in Orlando City. So great thanks to Flavio for everything he's done, and Mark, and to Lenny, and to Dan. Welcome to the MLS family, and can't wait for a great future together. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Now it's time to learn about the vision that the Wilf family has for Orlando City, the Orlando Pride, Exploria Stadium, and the meaningful work they want to do in this community. To all of you City and Pride fans tuning in on the live stream, you are the best fans on the continent, and the time has come to introduce to you your new chairman, Mark Wilf.
Good morning, everyone. Great to be with you all, and thank you, Gabby and Miguel. We love your passion and energy for Orlando City and Orlando Pride, and thank you to all of you, and thank you for the kind remarks and for the gracious welcome to the MLS, to the NWSL, and to the outstanding community of Orlando. We couldn't be more excited to lead the Orlando City Soccer Club and Orlando Pride moving forward, and on behalf of the entire Wilf family, I want to acknowledge the terrific collaboration and support from so many people who have helped us stand here today. We've built relationships with many of Orlando's wonderful community leaders, including Orlando Mayor Buddy Dyer, Orange County Mayor Jerry Demings, Orlando Health's outstanding leadership, as well as many other great partners, including Disney, Exploria, and Fairwinds. So my family and I are truly humbled about the opportunity in front of us. We're honored to become stewards of the Orlando City Soccer Club and the Orlando Pride. We have great passion for soccer, and we're believers in the growth of both the men's and the women's games. In fact, on a personal level, I'm a soccer dad multiple times over. My own children all played youth soccer, and sports is a special passion, not just for the excitement of the business, but the fact, as we've been speaking here today, really bringing the community together, and that's what something important to us. To Lisa Baird and to Don Garber, thank you both, and the entire ownerships for your support and guidance. We look forward to working with you to grow the great game of soccer and to positively impact our leagues. And I want to acknowledge and thank my own family and our leadership team, my children Stephen, Daniel, and Andrew that are here today, as well as my daughter Rachel, my cousin Lenny, his daughter Hallie, my brother Ziggy, and the entire Wilf family leadership team, Don Becker, Steve Poppin, Lester Bagley, Ashley Engels. Thank you for all the support to now, and right after this, a lot more work ahead of us. I also want to thank Dan DeVos and his family for joining us as minority investors in the club. We appreciate your family and their commitment to community and their leadership in Orlando sports and business. Going forward, our focus on the organization will center around building a championship and winning organization, creating the best and most memorable fan experience in soccer, giving back to the community in meaningful and impactful ways, and helping grow the game of soccer regionally and nationally. We're committed to being good neighbors here in Paramore and in the larger region of Central Florida. We look forward to immersing ourselves in the Orlando community and building strong relationships. With both soccer teams, we've begun to already make investments in facilities, security, staffing, soccer operations, and the academy system, which is integral to our future success. My family is very excited about the Pride and investing in women's soccer. We will work hard to elevate the Pride, grow our fan base, and conduct ourselves as a first-class sports organization. In fact, just this morning, my son Stephen and I, we went over and met the Pride staff and the team, and it was great meeting with them, and Amanda's the leader of our club, and Coach Becky, and we're looking forward to great progress and going forward with the Pride and really growing the game of women's soccer. We also, of course, have to acknowledge the incredible fan base, passionate fan base for both Orlando City and Orlando Pride. There is no doubt we have the greatest fans in soccer, and we're going to even see them hopefully tonight a little bit later on. To our supporter groups, Iron Lion Firm, Ruckus, Black Swans, you're appreciated and valued, and we've already met those groups, and we want to continue to work as partners in creating the best experience in soccer. I also want to lastly take a second to acknowledge Flavio and his ownership and where he's built this club to get to where we are, and a thanks to the people in this organization who work tirelessly for this organization. We're grateful for all the work you have done to build the foundation from which to grow, and the future is bright for the Orlando City Soccer Club and the Orlando Pride. So we look forward to this new era for Orlando soccer. We are determined to build a championship organization of which our many fans in our region will be proud. Thank you very much. Vamos Orlando.
Thank you, Mark. Lenny Wilf has also been a major driver in this process. Please, let's give your Vice Chair, Lenny Wilf, a warm welcome to Orlando. Lenny, if you could please join us on stage.
And along with Lenny, we would also like to have all of this morning's speakers join us on stage for a photo op.
I'm in love with your body, every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with the shape of you. When we came, we let the story begin. We're going out on our first date. You and me are thrifty, so go all you can eat. Fill up your bag and I fill up your plate. We talk for hours and hours about the sweet and the sour and how your family's doing okay. And leaving, getting a taxi, kissing the backseat, tell the driver make the radio play. And I'm singing like, girl, you know I want your love. Your love was handmade for somebody like me. Come on now, follow my lead. I may be crazy, don't mind me. Say, boy, let's not talk too much. Grab on my waist and put that body on me. Come on now, follow my lead. Come on now, follow my lead. I'm in love with the shape of you. We push and pull like a magnet do. Although my heart is falling too. I'm in love with your body. Last night you were in my room, and now my bedsheets smell like you. Every day discovering something brand new. Well, I'm in love with your body. 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 Every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with the shape of you. Come on, be my baby, come on. Come on, be my baby, come on. Come on, be my baby, come on. Come on, be my baby.
For those of you tuning in on our live stream, we want to thank you all for joining us. We will see you all at 7:30 p.m. today when Evan Weston, Miguel Gallardo, and myself, special coverage of Orlando City versus Inter Miami on Fox 35 Plus and Lion Nation TV. See you guys there.